You can't actually do it. You see if the make a deal or at least start the talk about potential projects. We are planning to hit the first million. And guess what? We already got one. Oh, this is the day. I'm actually scared to get excited. I don't really want to get excited. The days are counted for me. How cool that sounds. Like, I never thought I'm gonna actually run an office for my business. I lost my mind, or I'm dreaming on. Now we are on. Okay, let's go. So, brand new fresh week, sunshine. You come over here, cameraman. Obviously different perspective. We need some cameramen for actions and show you a little bit what we're doing, because I need two hands, and just with one hand and holding the phone it doesn't work. But let's get you some action. So this is basically our last elevation, south elevation, and as you can see, we've done the top hats everywhere, fully installed. Boys down there, obviously they're cracking on with 50mm insulation. Dave down there is bringing us some rock bars, as you can see down there. So he's going to bring us the rock bars. So boys, when they're starting with the 50mm insulation, there will be a gang that's going behind of them with 150mm insulation. So they can install the 150mm insulation with the rock bar. And let's go over there on the very tricky wall, which, yeah, it put us a lot of delay on us. But anyway, we adapted, we make some progress on this elevation. And yeah, this elevation now, as you can see, is completely done. Now, the boys over there, obviously they're starting with the flashing, so they're just going to come along and do all the jam flashings and every flashing that needs to go on, zip it and seam all the sheets, and then they can move everybody, focus on the massive elevation, south elevation on the site over there. So yeah, oh yeah, and my car, by the way, I left my car. There is a service over there. I left my car for a service, as you can see. It's just getting service. So the boys over there, it works pretty good. 90 quid for a service, come on man, 90 quid. When they told me, I was like, okay. So yeah, Peter over there is doing obviously external flashings, cutting. He's doing his magic, because Peter is like the best on cutting and notching and stuff like that. He's been doing for a long time. And yeah, obviously this elevation, it took, I don't know, probably like 2 weeks just to get this elevation and all around there. But we are there, we've cut the brackets, we are on the straight line. So we've been actually 2 months here in this job, and in 2 months we have done about 450 square meter of standing seam, and we have done, I think, about the same of cladding wall with standing seam sheets. And I gotta say, Euroclad, I'm keep repeating it, this might be the easiest cladding that I've ever installed in my life. It's pretty much like you can do whatever you want with it, honestly. Like, you can notch it around, you can make it, and it always looks nice. And you got all these flashings and good drawings and stuff. So they're all standard, and it just looks good when it's finished. Obviously, on the other elevations where we've completed it, we've completed them, and the client is pretty happy with it. We've got a couple of more jobs that they're coming on. So Wednesday, I'm going to see a job at West Bromwich for a client that I used to be a site manager before. So yeah, they contacted me and they said, do you want to have a look to come back and get the job for us? So yeah, Wednesday I'm going to go and have a look at it. I'll show you what that job is for real as well. Then we've got, we need to go to a facility. I can't say right now which one, actually 2 facilities to visit, so we can plan some documentary movies we know. So we can figure out what we're doing with them and showcase some products and see what the people are doing on behind the scene when they're delivering these products. So yeah, more of you, when they watch, you can understand more about the products that you're getting on site and how you're installing it, how the engineering and the mind behind and everything. But yeah, let's go from there. Okay. Right, Dave is bringing us the rock bar. We're gonna get the rock bar here landed. Dave, can we land it here? Oh, wait, you want it there? Here. We'll land it here. Yeah, we'll get the rock bar landed here, so the boys down there have a rock bar and get started with 150mm insulation. I'm gonna go downstairs and show you how the steps are on this cladding and how we are doing it. The step-by-step of the standing seam, how it works is, you've got your gouth, basically that will support the soffit and the bottom, and you got your top hats everywhere installed. We need this tie lifted higher, that tie lifted higher right underneath the window, and then we're gonna notch so that one basically is perfect for now. So we can notch the sheet around it, and later when we put the flashing, which is about 100mm, it will cover that gap anyway, so it won't be visible. We can continue doing the standing seam, but with this tie we can't actually do it, so we can ask the scaffolders politely to move it up here and get it done. But yeah, the procedure is basically top hats, 50mm insulation everywhere, and then the boys down there, they're cracking on with the 150mm insulation and the rock bars. Boys, by the way, the rock bar is just getting landed on the top, so we can drop down some rock bars for you if you want, yeah? All right. Do you need some 150mm insulation, Mircea?
Yes.
Where do you want it?
Huh?
Where do you want it? The 150mm insulation on the loading bay?
On this side, if it is.
Yeah. Well, there's one loading bay over there, but they have some scaffold. We can load it after the scaffold gets clear, to be honest.
Yeah.
You know, so let me have a look. Let me have a look. Obviously, we have only one loading bay here, which is packed with plasterboard. I don't know why it's not cleared yet, but I need to go ask the internal boys. They need to get that plasterboard so they can empty the loading bay and give us some access. And then we have another loading bay right over there. But the scaffolders at the minute are using it, so I'm gonna...
Here at the end, no?
Yeah, on the loading bay, isn't it? Yeah, but that loading bay needs to be cleared up. So... yeah, that's a lot of scaffold here, mate. It's a lot of scaffold tubes. I think they're gonna... yeah, once they get it inside, I'll land you 150mm insulation, okay? Alright, so yeah, we'll get it done. Obviously, you know, look, so we've got down there, everywhere along this elevation, a 50mm insulation. I think we got like 5-6 pallets, and then on this floor we have 50mm insulation. So it's all nice and tidy, and basically you get your top hats, insulation is right next to you. Bang, 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 bang. And no time to waste. We're just cracking on, because this elevation is a monster. As you can see, I can walk for hours and it just keep going, and it's 3 floors, and it's a lot of windows, which is no ideal. It takes some time because you gotta cut all the top hats to suit in between the windows and line them up and stuff like that. Somewhere you have concrete, some you have cement board. Oh, and also we've got some steps. So here, as you can see, it's a massive step between the board and the concrete. So we're gonna have to become creative here to make this wall kind of straight. But that's not the issue. There is another one that's a big issue. That's after, because all we have now at the minute is the panels up to here. So from down there, far end, up to here, we've got basically the panel. Then the last delivery will be from here all the way to the bottom there. And here we have a massive step of the concrete when it was laid. But we figure out what we're gonna do. So you can see the step in here, like it's a massive step, yeah? Over here, all that is a big step. Actually here it becomes even bigger. That's not the issue so much. It's here where the issue is. So we become creative. What we do in here, obviously the building turns around like that. You have a small corner here. So what we're gonna do is we order 40 by 40 angle piece for galvanized. We're gonna slap this galvanized into the concrete here along like that, and we're gonna basically adjust it to suit this wall all along up to there. So where the concrete is, on the concrete, to match the SFS finish. So when we start putting our panels, obviously we're gonna get a straight line and all the panels won't be dipping in and out and stuff like that. But yeah, we're gonna have to make it somehow work, because yeah, we'll make it work. But yeah, we're moving along, and it's going well. Scaffold tie, that's good. There is another scaffold tie. Actually no, that one should have been removed. There is no need of that one. We talked about the scaffolders. I'm gonna have to remind them, because that one, and then you have another 2 over here which are into the brackets, and we agreed to have only scaffold ties into the bracket so we don't miss any panels. So yeah, here is good. There is another one, yeah, that needs to be removed, because you literally have ties everywhere here, so that's not needed. We spoke with the scaffolders and asked them to come and take it off, and yeah, we're going from there. And so Pedro and Victor are trying to get the Z-bar for the corner flashings. Here is the nightmare of elevation that we needed to complete. Tony and Oleg plus Mircea, they're using these timbers so they can set in the right 600 center all the rock bars for the 150mm insulation. I lost my mind, or I'm dreaming, or I'm tripping, I don't know what's happening, but I've ordered one extra piece, like internal corner cladding to brick, because it's the only one and the only elevation we had. And what we did is we had 3 meter piece and a meter piece. and it was short, so I needed to order an extra piece, and I've got just now the extra piece, and I can't find the 1 meter internal corner. Where is it? Obviously the boys were tidying up and stuff like that last Friday, and I just can't find it right now. I don't know where it is. So basically we've got the 3 meter piece, and there was supposed to be 1 meter piece as well, and we can't find it. I don't know where it is. I mean, this is the day in construction. It's just everywhere is absolute chaos. I mean, it's not chaos, it's actually pretty organized. It's tidied up, everything is tidied up, but where did that piece went? Did some laborer pass through here and throw it? I don't know. As you can see, rock bar insulation 150 on the 4th elevation that I just mentioned on the previous video. We're starting. Yeah, the boys actually smashed it, so now they're cracking on along here. Obviously I told them to focus first to that corner, so we can start with panels at the back, and then the other team can continue forward here with the rest of the rock bar and top hats and insulation and stuff like that. Obviously everything is loaded up for them, so they've got top hats, everything is being pre-cut, laid around here. They just need to fill the top hats, lay them all the way to the top, and start with insulation. Obviously you know the score, and then the other team is going to start from over there putting panels. That is tomorrow, but tomorrow I'm not on this side because I've got a meeting with Lawrence from Sage Building Envelope Contractor, a good friend of mine that actually was a manager a long time ago for them for about 4 years. So yeah, we know each other from a long time. I've done a lot of projects for them, and yeah, they're asking me to go and visit a project of them at West Bromwich to see if we can work again together. Maybe I can build it for it. I mean, I'm pretty sure we can. Just need to see the project and see if the numbers are right, and meet Lawrence. I'll buy him a coffee as well. So yeah, tomorrow we're gonna go meet Mr. Lawrence Gaskin. A nasty elevation is getting completed with jam flashings and everything around it, obviously finishing work. You know, the best man for that is Peter. There you go, he's doing another flashing here, another lovely work over there. Look at the lineup, yeah, he's doing the last one here. So basically that's completed, and we have 3 more windows down there, and obviously they've cut a lot of strips. I've seen them earlier, I think they're down there on the floor, for where we're covering all these notches around the brackets for the balconies. So yeah, we'll get this done. So this week, yeah, definitely this is going to be 100%. Then they're going to move onto the elevation here, so they can start with panels behind the boys when the other boys are continuing with top hats and insulation. So yeah, this one is a straight line. This is going to go good. I mean, it's still a lot of overcoming, because you need to have people on every floor of the scaffold for stacking the panels. So it's going to be a lot of walking up and down the stairs and putting panels. But yeah, that's it. Yeah, it's going to be good. Yeah, we're moving along fast. Let me show you where we are at the moment. The return wall here with internal flashing, brick to cladding, all done. Cladding is being zipped. All the jam flashings have been installed here. Everything. External corner, jam flashing here. All the flashings here. Panels have been zipped with the seaming tool. Everything is looking marvelous. And check this out. All the insulation, rock bars done. Boys are literally cracking on now with the panels above here. Flashings above the windows have been done in advance. So yeah, they're getting on now with the panels. Panels load up here for the first floor. Panels load up for the second and the third floor. Obviously a lot of jumping in and out. And then we have a crew going along with the rest of the wall. As you can see, top hats, insulation 50mm. They keep going up there. We're going to go up there now, have a look at how it is. We have this tie, which is good, and we can notch the panels and continue with panels here, and then later the flashing will cover it and all that. But these 2 ties are too low. The flashing won't cover them, and I don't want to be missing panels here, where the option could be very simple. This tie to be moved up, like that tie over there, and that tie as well, because as you can see, we are coming up with the panels now. So he's going to be in very short time. We're going to be already here. So the scaffolders are here. I see them van over there. So we need the scaffolders to move basically this higher and that higher, and then carry on with the panels along like that. Dave is getting us some panels now for the top floor, where we continue with the panels. But yeah, flashings are done, and yeah, we're just cracking on with the panels now. Peter is gonna take some offcuts of these sheets what we have left, so we can cover all these joints here, all these, everything to be covered. So when the balcony comes, there won't be any exposed insulation. There will be plates all around here nicely. They will never be visible because the balcony basically is going to be here along. And yeah, originally on the drawing it was show basically panel to finish about here, and that insulation was showing exposed, and I don't think that's ideal. So we decided to put the panels all the way to the top, retain them without flashing, and then later we're just going to cover this, because we couldn't actually cut around the brackets and make it perfectly with the sheet of panel, because the panel just needs to go like that. You can't make it. And some of them we could like that, where we notched it, but most of them they're kind of like at the middle of the sheets, as you can see. So yeah, Peter is cutting basically flat plates all like this, so he can use them for all these. We built out a couple of rivets up to here nicely, because that the balcony is going to cover it, and then he's going to cut some cross kind of plates to come around, one at the top, one at the bottom, rivet them, and it will look nice. Insulation won't be exposed. So yeah, we're finishing that today, and this elevation will be 100% done. They need to come and paint that, but that's not our job. We only agreed to install them and cut the sheets around them, but we're not painting them. So yeah, they can figure this out. But yeah, elevation's looking matte. Other boys are carrying on with the sheets here. Dave is bringing us the sheets. We're gonna get the sheets and yeah, continue slapping. So on this elevation, along all the way to the bottom, we have these steps of the concrete, where the concrete and the SFS does not align. So as you can see, there is a step here. So instead of us having like the panels going inwards, what we're going to do is, we have the 50mm insulation. What we're going to do is, we have 25mm insulation. We're going to put first the 25mm insulation all along here, so we can level this up with the SFS all along there. Here we're going to put a piece here as well, because as you can see, that's a step all the way up. And later we're going to put on top of the 25mm insulation the 150mm with the rock bar, so the elevation looks level. When we put the internal corner, it will look level as well. External corner here we're going to put, it's going to look level, otherwise it will just look horrible. But yeah, boys already clocked that out, and they will sort it out and we'll make it correct. But yeah, this elevation, as you can see, everything is installed. It's literally ready for panels. Boys are cracking on, cutting panels, bending panels and slapping them over there. Scaffolders needs to come, just move this, we'll go from there. Victor right now is just leveling up where the next panel is going to need to be cut. Oleg is just bending the end of the sheet where it was notched for around the window, and as you can see, the sheets are going nicely. Here we are notching obviously the sheet, so we can accept the top sheet and interlock it, so it's nice, and when it's seamed it looks already one piece. The boys are moving absolutely crazy with that elevation. There is no balconies to stop us and notching. All you need to do is just notch around the windows and continue with the next sheets and move on. Also, it has been already 2 weeks since I've started using some system, Notion. So far I'm very happy of how I am getting organized my days, and it's not everything attached into my brain, and then whatever pops into on the day I am gonna put on Instagram, I'm gonna put on TikTok, on LinkedIn, or whatever I'm supposed to be doing, or where I'm going to be on which job each day. So yeah, Notion is working pretty good. I'm following. On top of that, I've put targets for myself every week to try to talk to one client, so I can make a deal, or at least start the talk about potential projects. And guess what? We already got one. So I think it's working pretty good. So I'm pushing myself forward and forward to reaching out to more people and get more projects, expand the business, because this year we are planning to hit the first million. So yeah, I mean, it's not slowing down. So hopefully this year everything is going to go well. But I'm actually scared to get excited. I don't really want to get excited about it so much. I just want to stay humble and do a good job, and basically grow the business and make Saya Construction one of the best external facade businesses in the country, or at least for now in the areas that we operate, which is West Midland and Bristol area, because that's where we have our operators, and that's where I've built it, the best gangs possible, the best people, young people, proper grafters, have values, I see in them eyes that they push themselves more and more and more. They see the value and they see the importance of where they're working on. It's not like they're working like before, one project for one guy, another project for another guy and stuff like that. They always keep looking for a project. I want to change that. I don't want my people thinking about after the project finish where they're going to be. They need to know in them head that there will be projects all the time for them and they'll be busy and they don't need to worry about any work ever again. And that's the main goal. I don't want everybody I hire, it will stay long term in this business and work for us. We don't want anybody to worry about jobs ever again. I want them to be focused of growing with us together and making this company the best company in the UK. The days are counted for me. The days are counted. I think I'm stopping very soon being on the tools because that was the plan the beginning of the year. I set a goal. I want to remove myself from the tools because I want to run a business like a managing director. So I'm setting things in place, system, uplifting some of my old school workers who've been working for a long time with me to be rising up as a site managers and team leaders and whatnot. So yeah, the days are counted for me. The days are counted with what is coming our way, all these projects that are coming. I think in order for me to handle all these projects and basically grow the business as it should be, I need to be stepping back from the tools and basically managing everything. So yeah, software is getting sorted so I can have visually live everything for every project and make sure everything is organized. All the managers can log in. They'll have on the phone or tablet or whatever it needs to, so they can put all the site reports, all the pictures, who's been on the job, truck numbers, truck materials, truck everything. So yeah, this year we are scaling, and by the end of the year my plan is to get an office. I mean, how cool that sound? Like, I never thought I'm gonna actually run an office for my business, or I'm gonna need an office for my business, but I think the time is like changing, and with everything we're showing off on social media, it might seem not a lot for people who are watching it and thinking, oh, you got 700 views, you got 50 views, blah blah blah. Hey, trust me, there is a consistency here and we are just getting started. So if you enjoyed this episode, make sure you click the like, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next time.